Okay, I don't know what to play really because we've gotten like 14 views and only one person has given us any feedback. And so this is your angry, poorly aging, sarcastic PC gamer right here on your favorite new channel, or I should say, I'm pretending that it's your favorite new channel. So far, it's nobody's favorite, or clearly we'd have more subscribers. Certainly like and subscribe. We are playing the Elder Scrolls Online right now. We have actually thousands of games that we play. Well, I shouldn't say that we play because obviously we don't have thousands of videos up yet. But we have thousands of games that we could play. We've featured so far some Fallout games. This is the Elder Scrolls Online. And I figure once we have subscribers, if ever, we can ask them, what would you like to see played? I am pretty much a Bethesda fanboy, but I kind of don't like using that term because I don't blindly like everything Bethesda does. I'm not a huge fan of Fallout 76, for instance, although I did do a couple of Fallout 76 videos. I learned a few things while I did them, and I liked them more because of that. And so, I'm liking it better, but so far it's not worth the $80 I spent on it years ago. When they were planning on releasing it, they had pre-release prices, which in retrospect weren't really that great. And you could get a really patriotic version of it for $80, which was like a deluxe version. And you got this red, white, and blue uniform to wear. And I bought into it. And there were no talking parts in it.
No one gets left behind. Everyone stay calm.
No quest givers that ever spoke to you or anything like that. And so it was really boring. And over the years they've added things to it because they found out people didn't like it.
Oh, they're alive, and they're not furry anymore.
I'm just glad I could help.
I don't know what we'd have done, living out the rest of our lives as cheese-eating rodents. Ugh. If I ever find that mage, I'm going to show him what it means to be vermin.
So I guess I should talk about this game. Her friends were turned into skeevers for some reason, and I took a wand, found them, and turned them back into people. I've been playing the Elder Scrolls Online since at least the beta. I can't remember whether I played an alpha of it. And the beta was very exciting. We were all excited about a new Elder Scrolls game coming out. And for the most part, I do like it. There's a lot to do in this game. It's very big. It officially launched in 2014, I believe. And I've never gotten to the end of it. I can always find new quests, new dungeons. And because it's a multiplayer game, I can find new people playing it. And like I said before, there are two types of guilds in it. One are the regular Elder Scrolls guilds, like the Fighters Guild. Oh, I thought I was talking to her. The Fighters Guild, the Mage Guild, things like that. And then the other kind of guilds are guilds that are created by the players themselves. So they might create guilds to go adventuring together in a group, to sell things, to play the faction wars, all sorts of things like that. And so I've tried those a bit. I don't do those kind of guilds every single day, but it's kind of neat that they're in the game, because with the other Elder Scrolls games, you don't run into real people. You just run into the computer people. I've been sick the last couple of days. Just a cold. I mean, nothing to worry about or anything. But I haven't been doing videos because of that. Because I was sneezing and coughing and all of that, and I didn't want that to get into the soundtrack. What I'm trying to do, and I don't know if anybody cares about this. So far, it doesn't look like it, but the plan, at least, was to establish a base of videos on the YouTube channel of a variety of games. I could have specialized. I could do just the Elder Scrolls Online, or just Fallout New Vegas, or something like that. And there are people who do that. In the future, I might. These games are so vast, and there's so many different ways to play them. I could certainly play thousands of hours of, say, the Elder Scrolls Online or Fallout New Vegas, and find new ways to play it that hopefully you would find interesting. In the beginning, my only specialization is that I'm just going to play computer PC games and mock them. Have fun with them. Have fun with the audience. Make stupid jokes. Things like that. Just be that sarcastic, poorly aging PC gamer that I hope people will love. My background, for anybody who wants to know it, and I don't know why anybody would want to know it, but I'm trying to fill some space here, is that I've been playing games my whole life, video games. I can't say PC games because PC games came along after I'd become an adult. Yeah, I'm that old. I'm very, very old. And in the beginning, in fact, the first computer that I gamed on was a TR-994A. Or TI, I think it was, Texas Instruments. And then I quickly became enamored with Atari, because Atari had a console, and the console became very popular. Almost everybody got the Atari console, which came to be known as the 2600. Unless, of
Our
course,
family is back together. I can never thank you enough.
well, you could try. The version that was sold through Sears, I think, was called the Sears Gaming System, or some gaming system anyway. So they had that. They had the console, which they said was a computer. But then they had a computer, the Atari 400, then the Atari 800. And so I got into these Atari 8-bit computers. And I had them for years. I even wrote some programs for them. I didn't do a lot of programming, but I did learn. I taught myself BASIC on those Atari computers. I didn't go to school for it or anything like that.
One weapon is never enough.
And I wrote a Monopoly game. And then I upgraded it and created what I called a double Monopoly game, which it was challenging because if you change the economics in Monopoly, the game pretty much doesn't work. So I had to do the economics in a particular way so that the game still was playable and made sense. And I think I did it mainly just to do my own take on Monopoly. And then I did a dairy farming simulation, which I put way too much time into. Meaning I used to watch a television program that was for farmers. It was called Ag Day. I think Ag Day is still on. I don't know. It's not on any of the streaming services I have, so I don't know whether it's still on. But I learned way too much about cattle and created a dairy farming simulation. Oh, yeah, before that, I did Atari Courtroom. I forgot about that. And this was, the idea was that you were accused of a crime. And so you were in court. And the way obviously you wanted to be acquitted. So the points were based on what you were accused of and whether you could be found not guilty. We even had a sanity test in there, which had your basic word association things in there. So if you said anything normal, they would find you not crazy. So like, if the word they gave you was dog and you said cat, they would decide you weren't crazy. It was pretty, I think it's pretty advanced for its day. I've already been in here, so there shouldn't really be anything left to do. Except, I figured it had reset And I wasn't sure whether I had met all the people I was supposed to warn. And I didn't want to evacuate the island before that. And you can't do the multiplayer until you hit level 10. So I thought I might stay here on the island until I hit level 10. And of course the best way to level up is to just go to those places that keep resetting and handle the baddies that you meet there. People kept stealing my code. I wasn't trying to sell my software, but people would steal it before it was complete, and certainly before I could work the bugs out of it. And so that was frustrating. The people were evaluating my work based on the unfinished nature of it. And they were, of course, comparing it to professional work that was put out by companies that either were full of people who went to college to learn programming, or train their employees themselves. So for what they were, my programs, I think, were pretty good. But did they stack up well to, well, you know, back then programs were pretty small and hardware was expensive. I'll give you an example. With the TI 994A, it had 8 kilobytes of memory in it. You could get a memory upgrade to 16 kilobytes. That costs over $500. So another thing is, we had to be very concise in our coding. We had to make sure it didn't take up much RAM. So I tried out the PC computer, and at the time most of the games were text-based, and they were okay, but I was seeing that on the Atari computer they were having games with graphics in them. And so I got an Atari computer, and I used it for years. And then when the 16-bit Ataris came out, so the Atari ST, and then the ST Enhanced, the ST, I got that. And these were huge upgrades in the day. We had a GUI, which is a graphic user interface, long before Windows existed. So long before PC users had a graphic user interface like Windows, we had one on the Atari. And then I kept buying Atari computers until what happened was there were lawsuits when Windows did come out. Because it was obvious that many of the functions in Windows were just taken directly from the operating system of other computers. And Atari was in the lawsuit saying that things from the operating system, which was called TOS, was in Windows. And so eventually Windows got everyone to settle, except Atari. So that's why now you could use Microsoft products on Mac computers, on Apple, in other words, on Apple computers. But you never could on Atari computers because they didn't settle. And because they didn't settle, that made them a lot different than everybody else. But the problem was that meant fewer people were buying them, and so there was less money to keep developing them. So we got to a point where they weren't being developed anymore. And when you go to the store, back then you went to the store to buy software. So there was less and less software available. And you couldn't buy new hardware when the old hardware wore out. And so we had friends that would work on the hardware in their in their spare time. To fix it, replace things, and that worked for a while. But eventually it just got to the place where you couldn't do what you wanted to do with Atari computers anymore. Just a second. Click off. And so I went from about the least supported computer system that was still alive, which was Atari, to the PC, which was the most supported computer system. And that was probably in 98 or so. And by then, the PC had video games with real video in them, things to look at, and all that. And I've been playing video games on Windows systems ever since. And I've been making fun of them, which made me the Sarcastic Gamer. And about 14 years ago, I uploaded videos as the Sarcastic Gamer. And in the meantime, on YouTube, a few others, not a lot, but 3 or 4 others, branded themselves the Sarcastic Gamer. And that's when I went to poorly aging Sarcastic PC Gamer to again make myself unique from these other people who had stolen my my username. Now, I shouldn't say they stole it. I don't know whether they stole it or just came up with it independently. I mean, they could be sarcastic and not known there were other sarcastic. There was another sarcastic gamer uploading, but they should have checked. If they had checked, they would have known that I had uploaded stuff as a sarcastic gamer and I was the original. But like I said, rather than speculate about it or complain about it, I just decided to put in more adjectives to make it clear that I'm not those other guys or gals or whoever those other sarcastic gamers are. I'm not them. Now, I hope at some point you like and subscribe to our content. I would very much like to create a community here where people can watch our videos and comment on them, tell us what you'd like to see. I probably already have it. I mean, I literally have thousands of games installed on my computer, and I have access to more. There are some that are uninstalled because no matter how much room you have on your computer, you eventually run out of storage. So I have close to 70 terabytes of storage on my computer, mostly which is games. And you still get to the point where it's not enough. So the games that get played the least, for whatever reason, are not installed right now. But if we get a lot of subscribers and they want to see a particular game that I have, I'll install it. Or if I don't have it and it seems worth buying because the community is big enough and vibrant enough, then I'll buy it. Or it might be something I'd want to buy anyway because I do like PC gaming. As you see, we're killing the same people again and again, but we are getting credit for it, so that we will level up and we'll be able to quest with other people. We'll be able to do the multiplayer. Right now I'm just looking for the door out of here. I'd like to end this video, and I will end the video soon, whether I remember where the door is or not. Yeah, I don't think that's where the door is, so I'm just gonna park over here and end the stream for now. I don't know if this was helpful to you or not, but this is the angry, poorly aging, sarcastic PC gamer right here on YouTube. I hope you like and subscribe. Get to know me, get to know the others that will subscribe, and I think we'll have a good time here. Have a good day.